All right, good evening, everyone. It is 8:15, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I apologize in advance if you can hear my daughter crying in the background. She wants a red one, apparently, whatever that means. So, really quickly, before we get started, I just want to share kind of my journey with skincare and oils. And I have just been so grateful until my adult life. I've never really struggled with any skin issues. But when I got pregnant with my son, Moses, I got what they call tiger stripes, also known as stretch marks. And any mamas in the room who've had babies, or maybe you haven't even had babies, but you have experienced stretch marks, you know that they're not really the badge of honor that I think we want to create. I mean, if it is for you, that's great. For me, I just thought, gosh, I'm so proud of this baby I've grown. I would rather not have these stretch marks. And so I had heard that if I did 5 drops of frankincense and 5 drops of lavender on my stomach every single night, that my stretch marks would be given a chance to actually heal. On a cellular level, my skin would be able to heal. And y'all, that happened within a month. So I had my son, started doing the regimen 1 year after I had him. Within a month after starting the regimen, my stretch marks went from dark purple, like my scrunchie color, to a like white, like healed, y'all, healed. So I don't know, I can't make any claims. I can just say this is what worked for me. I did 5 drops of frankincense, 5 drops of lavender every single night with a little bit of coconut oil in my stomach. And because I added in the coconut oil, I did not wear a shirt that mattered to me. So if you're familiar with oil and clothes stains, however, I don't know that the coconut oil was vital for the frankincense and lavender to work. But that being said, that was kind of my journey into skincare with oils. And now tonight, you're going to hear from some of the top, I shouldn't have said it like that. Some of the best people to hear from skincare. When you see them, you're like, okay, yes, I'll have what they're having. But before I pass the baton to my friend Yvette, who's a trained esthetician, who has worked in skincare and natural skincare for years, who's an absolute gem of a person, I would love to share my screen with you tonight and just show you, if you are in our team, as a perk to being in our team, if you brought someone to this call tonight, you are going to get a mini glow serum from me. And so how you'll claim that, it's my favorite little glow serum. It's a recipe of frankincense, lavender, myrrh, and jojoba oil. And I will be sticking these in the mail tomorrow for you. And so I'm going to drop a link in the chat box here, so you can just go ahead and fill that out if you are in our team and you brought someone. If you're not in our team and you're like, well, I need to join this team, you're absolutely right. Next week, we're having essential oils for animals, and that is going to be a really fun class as well. And I will show you quickly. I went to TJ Maxx today, and I purchased a big bundle of fun things for a fur mama to win. So we've got a pet car seat cover. We've got a mug that's really amazing, some chew toys, a collapsible dog bowl. And I know this is kind of geared towards dogs, but next week you can expect to learn all about all sorts of fur babies, not just dogs. Dogs, cats, we'll touch on even like some bigger animals like farm animals and birds. Like, it's going to be really fun. So think right now who you know that you think, I think they would enjoy this class, this animals class. It's going to be the same time, the same place, even the same Zoom link. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the baton to my friend Yvette, who is just amazing. Her spirit will speak for herself, but she, like I said, is a trained esthetician, has so much to offer. And yeah, let's hear it, Yvette.
Hey there, can you hear me? All right, okay. I'm going to try my hand at screen sharing here in a minute. It's the first time, so bear with me. Hi, everyone. So I'm Yvette. As Bethany said, I'm an esthetician. So I will tell you that, like she said, skincare has been an evolution for me as well. So I have not always had great skin. I grew up in the 80s, so it was tanning beds, it was lifeguarding, swim team. You know, I used the baby oil and iodine, the whole 10 yards. So in my early 20s, had terrible skin and sought the help of an esthetician. So I'm going to share, let's see, oh goodness, where'd my, my PowerPoint, oh gosh, it was here. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry, hang on here one second.
Totally fine. I know we had a little bit of an issue last week too. I made you a co-host, and so hopefully it'll make it easier.
Oh gosh, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing my PowerPoint. Well, let's see. Oh, let me go to files. Sorry, I did this on my own Zoom, so I knew I'd have it, and now I'm like, where did it go? No. Oh, shucks. Okay. Well, I may have to go without it. Doggone it.
And you know what, Yvette, because I know you spent so much time on it, what if we start with Nat and then we come back to you? We just let Natalie share her story real quick while you look for it?
Sure. Yeah, I will try and do that.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's perfect. It happens to girl, you're preaching the choir here. As much millennial as I am.
Okay, so this says one participant can share. Let me try multiple and see if it'll let me share. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Nat. Sorry, I'll be over here on my own.
Hello, everybody. My name is Natalie. Friends and family call me Nat. So here I am. I'm married to Bethany's brother, and I wanted to talk to you about oils and acne and the Art skincare line and how much it's changed my skin and therefore my life. So I got into oils, and originally I had really bad skin troubles, like all through my late teens and early 20s. I really struggled to keep my skin clear, and I am the type of person that tried everything. I'm the person who went to Target or Walmart and literally like one by one tried every single item that they could and went through it to try to get my skin clear and my acne to clear up. And I'd occasionally have like a little bit of luck with something, but nothing ever stuck and nothing ever helped my skin heal and get to the point where it is now. And I even tried Proactive and like all the big stuff that promised to clear your skin and promised to give you beautiful glowing skin. I tried it all because we all feel so good when we feel confident in our own skin and when our skin is clear and we feel comfortable. And I love to not wear makeup and be able to show up to people and feel really good about just like what my skin looks like with nothing on it. So it was so important for me to find something that I could have heal and clear my skin so that I could show up and just have my face be right there and feel confident and happy with it. So when I got it started with Young Living, I was like, oh, this is like something that I can probably dig into this and see like what else I can try with my skin. Even though I was like a little hesitant with it, because I'm like, I've spent, 10 years looking for different kinds of things. And I tried the Art skincare line. I think somebody mentioned like, I love this line, you have to try it. And so I got it. Actually, I remember when Bethany tried the toner for the first time, it was forever ago. And she's like, you need to try this. It just feels like I put like Botox on my skin. Like it feels amazing. And I was like, ooh, let me try. And I tried it. And she was right. It was like, suddenly I felt like my skin was like firm and like tingling and glowing. And I was like, okay, this feels really good. I'm going to try to get the whole set. So the Art skincare line comes in a trio. It has a gentle cleanser, the toner, and then a light moisturizer. And so I gave that a go, and I committed to just using it. Like, I think it was only like 2 weeks for the first time. I was like, I'm going to try this every night for 2 weeks, and I'm going to use all 3 products. And literally within 2 weeks, my skin, I just watched my skin change. I could notice within a few days of using the gentle cleanser, my skin began to clear up. It was softer. And I even saw like some of the acne scars that I've had from the past and sunspots and stuff like that begin to clear up. And I was like, this is weird. Maybe it won't last. But here I am. I've been using it for 5 years and I love my skin. It's healthier than ever. It stays clear. And like, even with the occasional hormonal breakout or something like that, I now have tools in my toolbox, which I will talk about in a second, that I feel super good with putting on my skin. And I look back to my teenage years and when I was in my younger 20s and all the stuff I was putting on my skin from Walmart and Target and all these things that were claiming to clear my skin up and make me beautiful were really actually damaging my skin with the amount of chemicals and toxins that I was absorbing into my face. And so I could feel that healing process, especially as I went chemical free in my entire home, switching out my cleaners and switching out my other other products, I could just feel from the inside out, and then using the Art skincare line, just how I was healing and how I was healing my skin. And so really quickly, just to tag on a couple of these other oils, and you heard them from Bethany, you're probably going to hear about them from everybody a little bit, because there are some major oils that are like top notch. It's in all the skincare. If you look in the Art skincare line, you're going to find royal Hawaiian sandalwood, lavender, a lot of lemon, and a lot of frankincense. And so frankincense is one of those oils that really, really also helped me. I would love to put it on my face at night. I was using the Art skincare line and using frankincense, lavender, and lemon for spot treatment if I had hormonal acne at that time of the month. Really, really helped keep my face clear and help give me tools to where I can travel with that. I can feel really good about putting that on my skin and keep my face fresh and clean while working on the older scars that I had in the past from using a bunch of really nasty products on my face trying to tackle all of that. So I love the Art skincare line. I swear by it. It's my favorite thing. And I swear by both frankincense and lavender as well for scarring on your face if you do have any kind of acne. And if you have any trouble spots breaking out, you can also try to put lemon or tea tree or lavender, just depending on your skin type. You can kind of mess around with what feels the best for that. But one of those three, I guarantee, will really, really help you with spot treatments as well. So those are amazing. And one last thing is the Art Intensive Moisturizer is like my gospel in the winter. It's like so, so nice. And it is the best lotion in the winter. Or if you tend towards having dry skin, you can replace the light moisturizer that comes in it, and you can add that intensive moisturizer into your cart and use that instead. And it's so hydrating and so good for your skin if you are prone to dryness or through the dry seasons, to keep your skin really happy. So that's what I have for you tonight. Go try the Art skincare system. If you haven't tried it, it will change your skin and change your life. And I'm just so thankful for these oils and the ability that they have to kind of like boost our confidence, and they boosted my confidence in being comfortable and happy with my own skin.
Love it. Yvette, did you find your PowerPoint?
I've found it. I can find it in my computer, but it's not showing up for me for some reason. Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect.
Okay, share. Let's see. Woohoo! There you go. All right. Can you see it? Okay, perfect. Let me make sure I'm unmuted here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so as I started to say earlier, I've not always had perfect skin. Grew up in the 80s, had terrible sun damage, sought out the help of an esthetician, loved her, she was great. So then decided in 2005 I was going to go to aesthetic school. So I did that, went to, got certified in Kansas and Missouri. Have had multiple laser training, phlebotomy, nursing assistant, went and did my nursing prereqs. In 2006, I started working for a plastic surgeon. So one of the really cool things about him is he really thought outside the box. So he was very particular, and you could meet with him and end up with an additional consult on supplementation, diet, and the merits of consistent exercise, which was never the easy fix. But I love this whole body approach because any surgical and skincare procedure is dependent upon the healing of your skin. So I learned so much from taking notes, listening and following patients over 15 years. Began training with multiple lasers. So I did resurfacing, intense pulse light, radio frequency, you name it, and have literally used so many different product lines I can't even count. So over this time, worked for several plastic surgeons in a health and wellness docs, which is how I actually met Sonia. So some of you probably know that. That being said, all of that I really do feel prepared me for the holistic approach to skin and wellness, because I really feel that we have all the tools with Young Living to do that, to treat the body whole. You know, with that being said, I used to believe that you could fix skin by just applying something to the top. So this is true, and it might work short term. However, I truly feel that you've got the microbiome of the skin and the microbiome of the body. I really feel that they work together. So it's really important to counsel people because people would come to me and think that they're just using Dove soap or any old body wash they got at the drugstore and thinking that's going to do the trick. So I have to explain to them that your skin is your integumentary system. So it's protecting, regulating temperature, has sensory functions with your nerves, excretes oil and sebum, absorbs and then temporarily stores fats, sugars, vitamins, and salts. So that's really important for them to realize that it has multiple functions, not just, they're holding everything in, so to speak. So it's actually your skin is your body's largest organ, as we know. It covers 16 to 22 square feet, which was a really cool. I had never really realized it before I was kind of doing a little research. So, like I said, it's important to remember that our skin absorbs all that we apply and it enters the bloodstream. So, any toxins affecting tissues and organs, hence why you see this in reverse. So, if something is happening in the body, you're likely to see it on the skin if it's a long-term problem. So skin structure, this is super simplified for ease. There are actually 7 layers of the skin. This one's showing you 3. So you've got the epidermis, which is the layer that sloughs. So that's the one that has cell turnover. So we see that within, let's say, 3 to 6 weeks, which is why it's really important to use products long-term to see the maximum benefit. So don't just use it a week and think it's going to do the trick. You're going to have to use it and give it a shot, even with dietary changes for your skin. So then you've got the dermis, which has your glands, follicles, your nerves, and your blood supply. And then you've got your subcutaneous layer, which is your adipose tissue, fatty tissue. So absorption is happening in the dermis and the subcutaneous layer, which is your follicles and the lipid matrix. So the lipid matrix is where you're going to see your skin care problems. Typically is where they start, or where you're going to start seeing them anyway on your skin. So that's the fatty tissue between your cells. So this is why it's important to instill in your clients and friends that home care is really determining your outcome, because you can do treatments, you can, whether they think it's taking a med or something else, long term, every day you're going to be making an impact by choosing your products wisely. So you're going to want to determine the skin type. So the skin type is something that varies from person to person, typically dependent upon pore size. I have 4 here. Really, a lot of people are combination. So normal to combo is probably what you're going to see, where you're having, typical, very minimal pores. Combination, you're going to see it the T-zone, as we probably know, usually nose. Chin is a really big one, and the glabella right there between the eyes. And you've got oily skin types. So oily skin types, this one gets tricky. They're going to have big pores all over, which you probably know. But they're the ones that usually present with foliating like crazy, and this is not the best idea because you're going to be producing more oil. So you're going to want to encourage them not to do that. So let's see. So this is when you're going to want to not overstrip. You're going to want to neutralize bacteria, which oils can be great for. Then you've got dry, aging, mature skin. You're going to want to feed the skin with vitamins, essential fatty acids. Again, avoid stripping. You want to avoid stripping the skin at all costs because it causes inflammation. And with dry, aging, mature skin, you're typically treating conditions. Fine lines and typically some sun damage comes along with that, unfortunately. Then you're going to have sensitive and reactive, which is probably a very common one as well. Again, avoid stripping, harsh products, reduce your inflammation, and gently cleanse and gently mask. You might see that even in a lot of different skin types. Someone can get a reaction somehow. So with our products, we have botanicals. It's important to know that, you've got botanicals and you've got synthetic ingredients. You've got foundation ingredients, and then you've got active ingredients. Like our Bloom has the Sheer Loom Brightening Complex. So I'm actually going to post some graphics. I didn't get a chance to finish them, but I think it'd be super helpful for us to pull out all the active ingredients in our lines so we can compare those. A lot of times you'll see, your commercials and your medical grade skincare, they'll say have X ingredient for Y condition. So it'd be great to have that to refer to for us. So over the years, I've seen reactions from super harsh products. People are stripping their skin, they're promoting inflammation, and there are actually skincare products out there that are made from human fetal tissue. You'll see it all over. I won't go into mentioning any names, but a little taking, you'll see that some of these products, just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're great for your skin. So this is why I feel like we're so blessed, because we have so many amazing products. I believe that the botanicals, plants, in pure form can just be transformative. You've got foods that you're eating, essential oils, and the products that we have to support our bodies. And we know essential oils have been around for centuries. So in Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine, So there's a Chinese face mapping, which you may or may not have seen, which is pretty cool. This is a very general one. You're going to see them vary just a little bit, but this is pretty standard. The only place that you're going to see a little bit of variance is in the lower region. You're seeing pelvic organs on this one, but it's hormones, endocrine system, colon, large intestine is kind of that lower portion. You see that a lot for people. So this is where oils can come in handy. Certainly we're not diagnosing, but it can kind of give us an idea of where to start sometimes when you're doing rollers or serums. So many oils can be natural astringents, and they can also be antibacterial, killing bacteria associated with acne. They can also stimulate cell regeneration, and they are cytophylactic, meaning they can be cell protective, which is super important because that protects us from free radicals. So I always, mention to be mindful of what you're eating, mindful of what you're putting on your skin every day. I've seen it many times, the toxic burden and the bioaccumulation. And once you have somebody change the conditions by addressing their diet, by doing supplements and cleaning up their products, you're going to see changes if they're giving it time. I just put a few of my favorites in here before we pass the baton. Obviously, frank and myrrh, I've said it before that I feel like this is a really good alternative to, you're going to see retinoids, retinol, things that people are always recommending in derm offices. Those oils there, I believe, are kind of my top ones. Love putting like Release or Joy, my moisturizer at night or in the morning. I didn't really touch upon it greatly, but Life9 and Essential Zymes for gut flora, super important for inflammation, especially when you're dealing with rosacea, things like that. Sulfurzyme and Ningxia for skin support. The MSM in there is awesome. Glucosamine that you'll see in Agilis and BLM, you may not think of that, but it's really great for skincare. You'll see a lot of skincare products actually now have glucosamine even at the drugstore. It's very watered down, of course, because they can't put, they're not putting, a ton of it in there. SPF and mineral makeup, important to note that our minerals are actually protective as well. They're natural SPF. And that in order, you're going to want to do cleanser, toner, serum, which are your essential oils or serum that you've made, and your moisturizer. So that's all I have, and I'll pass it on.
Awesome, and I think we're going to hear next from my mom, and every time I say that, people's jaw drops because they're like, there's no way, she looks like your sister, which is why I asked her to talk about what she's going to talk about.
Aw, you're so sweet, babe. But man, that was amazing, Yvette. I just love every time you share about this, and I've learned, I just want to say, Yvette has just taught me so much. If I have a skincare issue, and I'm kind of debating on what to get, she's like my go-to friend, and we chat about all other things, but skincare is always a part of our chat. And I thought tonight I would just highlight sagging skin, wrinkles, and bags under your eyes. And I've dealt with all of these and am dealing with them as we age. As we age, as we're healing, as we move through life, there's going to be times where you could be a young mom and still be dealing with bags under your eyes. And you can, and I just also want to just put this out there that having a wrinkle is not an indication that you're doing anything wrong. I really feel like it's the more you smile, you're gonna have some lines as you age, and just you walking through this aging process with grace means that you really accept, you're taking ultimate care of yourself, but you do it with such joy and confidence for what you've been given. And so the point is not to be rid of all the wrinkles, but the point is to be glowing and vibrant in what you have, and that you're healthy and you can see health. Like, I've been a lot younger and not as in good health in my face, even though I had less wrinkles. You could see that. You could tell that. And so four things just kind of surfaced. The first one is, of course, Yvette talked about cleansing, and so did Nat about, my favorite is the Orange Blossom Cleanser. I have dry skin, and I know it's not necessarily for dry skin, but this is just my favorite. I really love the Orange Blossom. It feels good. It's almost, well, let me just show you. It's not a foam. It's like a little serum itself. And so it's very gentle. It doesn't dry my skin out at all. And so you want to always be cleansing every night at least. You don't want to strip your face, but if you're wearing makeup, or maybe you've just been out and about, your skin is collecting the dirt and the dust and the molecules from the air. And so you want to just gentle cleanse every night. The second thing is to stimulate collagen production. This becomes even more important the older you get. And I love this jade. I have this jade gua sha tool. And if you want to know more about that, we have some, maybe we'll put that in the OQ group or in some of our educational groups. I know I have one in the Tell Me More group, but you want to be able to, after you cleanse your face and maybe you put on your favorite essential oil like frankincense and lavender, you want to use a tool to move the lymph fluid, and especially if you're talking about bags under your eyes, you're going to be moving from middle to out. You're going to completely go from the middle to out. And I do the same thing with this cupping tool. It's not a unicorn tool. It actually is, you squeeze it and it sticks onto your skin. But when it's moisturized, you can move this around, and it actually pulls fluid from underneath your eyes or especially like underneath your chin, or you can see even where you might have a little kind of baggage happening. This, when you get old, the older you get, the more delicate your skin becomes, the less collagen it has. This helps stimulate collagen production. So you can even see it reddens it. It brings kind of like stimulation to that area. The third is you want to nourish. So they talked a lot about frankincense and lavender is my absolute favorite. I have it in a little roller and I put that on every night after I wash my face. And then I top it off with the Art Renewal Serum. And I don't have it here, but I just ran out of my intensive moisturizer. But I've noticed that even with the Art Renewal Serum, I honestly could even get by without the heavy moisturizer in the summer. Now I'll probably need it in the winter, but this really does the trick for me. It's so beautiful. It's not a cream, it's a serum. It's light but hydrating. You can feel the hydration. And then the last but not least is detoxification. And that's one of the reasons that you want to use a gua sha tool like this. You want to drink a lot of water, drink lemon in your water. This, you notice when Yvette showed that map of the face, you saw that underneath the eye was related to kidneys. That has everything to do with also your lymph fluid. And so when you have lymph fluid building up and not able to be processed by the body or released, you're going to have bags show up under your eyes. Dark circles, obviously a lot of times related to sleep, but I know for me, the bags and the dark circles have been related to health challenges. And if I have reactions, I will have those bags. This is a really great way to move that. And I feel more vibrant. And I even, you can see even more cheekbone definition. Your lymph fluid can be moved. So we'll share a little bit more about that another time. But I just wanted to introduce those tools to you. That's all I got.
Love it. That was amazing. Okay, let me see here. Next, we get to hear from Samantha. And Samantha is going to share her story and just how she has used oils with psoriasis. Here we go. Here you are, girl. Yay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm going to take it off of my face so I don't distract myself. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Samantha. Some of you may know me. Some of you may not. But I am somebody who I was diagnosed with psoriasis when I was 6 years old. And I suffered from a lot of different autoimmune issues. You know, I mean, even currently, you know, they never go away. And then when I was 19, I was diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis. And in between that time, I was on a lot of heavy duty medication and, you know, light treatment, light therapy, topical stuff, injections. I was on whatever you can think of for psoriasis and arthritis, you name it, I was on it, or I was trying it. Long story short, I happened to be in a spot where I was on a really heavy duty medication and I wasn't taking care of myself at the time. And I didn't keep up with my doctor's visits and stuff for the medication that you're supposed to be monitored on. And I wound up suffering from, like, my body wasn't reacting okay to the medicine. And I wound up having organ failure from it. So it impacted my liver, my spleen, and my pancreas from this heavy duty medication that was supposed to be helping me. And also not taking care of myself and all this other stuff that autoimmune people who suffer from autoimmune issues suffer from. So anyway, long story short, I was in the hospital for a little while. They yanked me off the medication. I started to get better. I didn't need any transplant or anything. And I started to get better and healthier, but I have to live with scar tissue on my liver, essentially. So I need to be really careful with what I put in and on my body. And my autoimmune stuff didn't go away. So now I'm not a candidate to be on that heavy duty medication anymore because it goes right through your liver, it goes right through your system so intensely. So now I needed to find some things that would work for me, which led me to yoga. And it also led me to Ayurvedic practices and acupuncture and Reiki and, you know, all these wonderful things. And then fast forward, my friend Gina, who is in the most amazing Young Living team here, she was starting to educate me on the Young Living products and what they could have to offer me. And one thing I didn't look at in my new health journey that I was forced to be on, but it was such a blessing, was the environment and the toxic burden that some women were speaking about before. And I started to, with Gina educating me, I realized, you know, the Thieves Starter Kit would be perfect. I overhauled our whole house, you know, ditched and switched everything. So now my body wasn't undergoing, you know, all of that onslaught of the chemicals in the environment. And I started to notice a difference in my joints, like just the way I felt. And then my skin inflammation too started to decrease even more. I mean, I was already on a good track, but this was just like the boost I needed. And then I realized that like Young Living was really amazing. So then I got the premium starter kit and with all the essential oils, and that opened up a whole world of just amazing health for me. Because, well, we all know that the starter kit has like a million different uses. It's like a little first aid kit, right, for us. But what it really led me to was other oils outside of the premium starter kit. And one in particular was copaiba. And I really want to stress that for people who have psoriasis or inflammation in the skin, there is something about this oil, and I know it's a driver oil too, so it will help whatever other oil you pair it with, like a frankincense or lavender. If you pair copaiba with it, it will intensify the effects. But for some reason, copaiba, when I apply it topically and I diffuse it, I make sure to have those two modes of delivery in order to get the inflammation down. I was actually able to clear a hand flare that I had at the height of COVID when I was washing my hands a lot. I just switched up a few things. I did the copaiba, and this was the first time in my life that I didn't need to like go to a steroid cream for something. I was so close. I always have it as backup. One day I'll throw it out, but I just like, you know, it's just there for me just in case. But the copaiba did the trick, especially with the diffusing and the topical put together. But something that Yvette touched on too that I wanted to say that is outside of the starter kits is that Life 9 probiotic. Now, I didn't think, because I just knew I needed a probiotic for my digestive health. But once I started to incorporate that into my daily life, my skin, I just have little tiny patches on my knees now. It's like barely anything, and you can barely see them. My skin completely shifted once and even my joint stuff too. But once that Life 9 probiotic was introduced, it was a whole nother world for me. So I just really wanted to highlight those two in particular, the copaiba and the Life 9. Oh, ending charrette every day. I mean, those three things. I could go on and on. I could probably go to 4, 5, and 6, but I'll just keep it to the 3. But yeah, it's just been an amazing transformation. I knew that it would fit into my lifestyle with yoga and Ayurveda and acupuncture and all that stuff, but never did I imagine in my wildest dreams that I would have the empowerment and the control over my health that I do as somebody with an autoimmune disease. So I'm just very blessed and I'm so grateful. And I just want to thank Bethany and Sonia and all of you. So I'm going to pass it on to Lizzie, right?
Yes, you're right. That was amazing. Oh,
Thank you.
loved it.
Hey everyone, my name is Lizzie. I'm down here in Louisiana, and I'm going to be talking to you tonight, about my journey with eczema for my daughter. I have 2 daughters. My older daughter is 5, and my younger daughter is 2. My older daughter, normal skin, could use all of the things that I loved at the time, but now I do not use at all because I don't like what's in them. You know, the Johnson & Johnson, all of that, you know, rubbing the babies down. And so, of course, when I had my second baby, this is before using oils, anything like that. And so I'd rub her down with that Johnson & Johnson, and her skin was just terrible. It was like, I didn't even know what was happening. I thought she was having an allergic reaction. I mean, it was just, I brought her to the doctor, and it was like okay, she has eczema. And I'm like, okay, I've never dealt with that. I've never struggled with that personally. And so, you know, I found out, did some research about eczema, it's inflammation of the skin. You know, she'd get red, flaky, itchy. You know, she'd scratch and, you know, could even make blisters. And so it was like, I really did not know what to do to help her. And so, of course, my doctor prescribed, you know, steroid cream, and I felt like it helped, but I just did not really like it. And yeah, Shauna, eczema is so common. And really, when you look at the causes of eczema, you know, allergies, you know, gluten, dairy intolerances, external factors, metals, irritating chemicals in shampoos and soaps, all of those things I feel like affected her. And so one thing was, I got into a regimen before I started using oils that kind of got it under control, but it was still like so much every day having to, you know, baby her skin. And so when I started using Young Living, I started ditching and switching our products, you know, to take our home from full of toxins to non-toxic. I feel like that contributed. So that was a good place, you know, that I feel like helped tremendously. But what I actually use product-wise for her skin, is I use, when I looked in my pocket reference, I saw that these were the oils that help for eczema: lavender, German chamomile, myrrh, blue cypress, Roman chamomile, geranium, Juba cleanse, purification, Melrose, Australian blue. And so I'm thinking, okay, I have some of these oils. So I just started with what I had. In the past, I've used just petroleum jelly, but now I use a cleaner version, unpetroleum jelly, because this really, really hydrates her skin and keeps it and moist. So I started with what I had. I had lavender and I had purification. And so I started using that. I would just put some petroleum jelly on my hand. I would do a couple drops, rub it on her skin, and I was like blown away by how much better these oils were helping her skin. The animal sense ointment that Young Living has is not just for animals. It can be used on humans as well. And so it's a lot like the petroleum jelly. This is Alba Botanica Unpetroleum. It's a plant-powered body care multi-purpose jelly. And so I've really liked this, switching to that instead of your normal petroleum jelly, which has things in it that it was helping my daughter's skin, but not at the fullest potential. And so the animal sense ointment can also work for that, to really get a good, you know, layer on that skin, just to soothe, moisturize, and soften. Another thing that I would do, or I do, is take like an unscented lotion base, or the lavender, because I have the lavender, Young Living lavender lotion. I'll put that as a layer on top, because you know the unpetroleum jelly, it's super thick. And so I found if I put that layer to just kind of soothe on her eczema when it's super irritated, and then put the lotion over, it was like just magic for her skin. She responds really well to peace and calming. So at night, I would add that, and it seemed to also help calm her skin and soothe the eczema irritation. And since then, I've added geranium into the mix as well. And one thing that I found that I thought was really cool, a lot of the same oils recommended for eczema are also on the diaper rash list. And so I just made a little diaper rash serum. And I used, I think I used either coconut oil or jojoba oil. And then I put those same oils in here ready to go. So when she has a diaper rash, I just put this on her skin straight. But now I've gotten to where, instead of just dropping straight out the bottles with the oils that help with my unpetroleum jelly, I just drop this in with that. And it helps tremendously. And so I really feel like getting that that bottom layer with the either animal scents or the unpetroleum jelly with the essential oils first directly on her skin, and then using like an unscented, really clean, just plain lotion base on top has been just the key of keeping her skin really smooth and not broken out. And so let me see if there's anything on my notes that I forgot. But yeah, I really recommend, especially with young kids, you know, and all of this can be for adults as well. So if you're an adult and you struggle with eczema, you can use this kind of same regimen for your eczema. And so this works amazing for diaper rash. Literally, my little girl's skin can be super broken out, like super irritated from a diaper. I'll put this on, by the next diaper change, her skin is cleared up. And so, you know, what I'm putting in there, geranium, lavender, purification, and sometimes I add a little peace and calming in there just because, you know, she responds so well to it. So having things ready to go, I am like the queen of that because I don't have time to grab my bottles and, you know, do it. I like to have it ready when I need it and be able to use it in just a second. So that's my tips and tricks for eczema for kids and adults as well. So now it's going back over to Bethany, I think, to wrap it up.
Oh, there we go. That was amazing, Lizzie. Thank you so much. My gosh, that's incredible. Okay, I have a few other things I want to share before we hop off tonight, and I'm going to share my screen. If you're in our group, in our team, then you have access to this Facebook group, and I just want to show you, I just searched skin in here, and I found a few things. First one that I found, this one is an incredible testimony on acne, and this sweet friend who so generously, vulnerably gave her testimony said, this is not easy for me to share. I've been struggling badly with severe acne issues since September 17. When Young Living released their new over-the-counter treatment, or over-the-counter maximum strength acne treatment in June at convention, I sobbed. I was hopeful but apprehensive at the same time. As I sit here and compare these results, I'm blown away yet again. So the top row that I'm about to show you is 6/18. The middle row is about 1 month later, and then the bottom row is about 1 month later. So look, she did this acne treatment, and the top row, if we can get it to load, is when she first started. The middle row is about a week later, and then the row under that is about a week later. And so I was just amazed by this. Wait, did I say a week or month? I don't know. I may have said it wrong. Either way, we can look at the post and she has the dates in there. But I thought that was amazing, just absolutely amazing. And so if you know of anyone who struggles with this, that would be a great thing to show them. Another two, oops, I don't know where that came from, sorry. Another two products that I want to share, if you do not yet have these, anything skin, and I know it's expensive. Somebody I think is drawing on the screen. Anything skin, Clariderm is my absolute favorite spray. I bought this with preparation of going into childbirth, hoping to repair skin down there. I've known moms who bought this for repairing skin of a C-section scar, but this stuff, I have to hide it because in my house, everybody goes to this for diaper rashes, skin, any issues. My husband used to lift weights where he would rip his hands open and he would steal it and it would heal it up. So another one is this right here, and this is the rose ointment. You heard Lizzie talk about the animal scent ointment. The rose ointment is almost the exact, it actually is the exact same essential oils in a less diluted form. So the animal scent ointment is a little bit more diluted because it was designed for animals, which we'll talk about next week. And then I was laughing earlier because I'm pregnant and never birthed before, but then all of a sudden when I'm pregnant, here we go. But no, the rose ointment is one to have on hand. It's your like literal diaper bag lifesaver for anything. Like you'll keep this with you for your lips, for your child's problems, for your anything. Okay, so those are a few of our favorite skin products. And if for some reason you haven't yet joined our clan, our group, our tribe, whatever we want to call it, grab your starter kit. You'll want to get a starter kit. It comes with 12 oils, a diffuser, just like mine is illuminated in the background. It comes with access to all of these products for 24% off. It is the best way to get started. So what you'll want to do is go to the person who invited you to this call, say, hey girl, send me your referral number ASAP. Go to youngliving.com and just put their referral number in, and then you're going to have access to that Facebook group. You're going to have access to all these calls where you can call in and giveaways. You're going to have access to the oils, which are amazing. Frankincense, lavender, copaiba, those oils, which in Stress Away, they're all in the kit. So a lot of the oils that we talked about. All right, last but not least, if you brought a friend tonight and you haven't filled out the form, I'm going to drop it in the comments one more time for you to grab before we head off. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to the contributors who Copaiba Jen in Stress Away. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. Copaiba is found in Stress Away, and that is the kit. Okay, woohoo! Thank you so much for coming, and we will see you next week. Here is that link one more time. Grab it if you need it. Otherwise, we will see you next week. All right, bye.